Welcome to Drunk 3PO. Let's go over Mandalorian episode 2. I'm going to go right off the bat and say I'm really liking this series. I'm really enjoying this series for what it's worth, and I wish each episode was a little bit longer. But they're about 35, 36 minutes, and, and so that's a good thing when I'm like, I want more. I want more. And all I can say about this episode is Jawa, Jawa, Jawa. So we get an in-depth look at Jawas in this episode. So let's just pick it up. These are my initial thoughts. I just turned it off. So I'm just going to go with it. Here we go. The show picks up after he has little baby Yoda and he's going back to his ship and he sees that the Jawas have scavenged his ship. And he's watching this happen. So he pulls out his gun and he starts picking off Jawas. Boom, boom, boom. To try to get his parts. And they hurriedly get in their big truck, and they start taking off. He chases them down, and you get to see like some of the Mandalorian skill and climbing the walls and doing all these things. He's throwing Jawas off their car, and throwing them on the road and just trying to get his parts back. And eventually, when he gets to this scene, one of the Jawas hits him, and he gets shot with like a taser, and he falls to the ground. He goes back to his friend, the guy who's like, I have spoken. It's Nick Nolte. And he's like, I don't know what to do. And he goes, well, let's just go back to the Jawas and see if we can get your parts back. So they go back to the Jawas, and they're like, can I get my parts back? And like, you got to trade us for something. And they're like, that's my part. You stole my parts. You just give them to me. I saw you take them from me. And so they went back and forth. And finally they said, if you go get us this egg, we'll give you your parts back. He's like, I gotta go get you an egg. And they're like, yeah, go get us an egg. So the Jawas send him on a mission to go get an egg. So he goes into this cave, and there's a creature in there, and it was very reminiscent of Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones, when Jango had that little confrontation with that rhino beast. They kind of went back and forth for a little bit, and they kind of rolled him over, and Jango came out and shot him. So the beast was very similar. It's a different creature, of course, but it was a rhino-type beast. And he was very muddy and hairy, and beast comes out, and they start fighting. And the Mandalorian's getting his butt kicked. He's trying all the tricks. He's like flamethrower, shooting. He's running out of ideas, and he's just getting stomped and mashed. And finally, he's like knocked out, and he wakes up, and all he has is like a little knife. So he's got a little knife, and this giant rhinoceros type beast is coming at him. And here's the kicker: little baby Yoda extends out his green hand and lifts the beast in the air. So obviously, we're dealing with something that uses the Force. Lifts the beast in the air. Now, how did he train? Who trained him to do that? Lifts the beast in the air. Mandalorian's a little freaked out. Doesn't lift him high, just enough where he can't walk. And then the Mandalorian got a nice little kill shot there in the side with a small dagger. Got him right, I guess, wherever. That was where you needed to hit the beast to kill the beast. Boom, stabbed him. And then, twisted the knife and all that stuff. A little gruesome for Disney. That's all I'm saying, for Disney. Killed the beast, goes in and gets the egg. Now, this is where I was like, it's very interesting that they did this, because, honestly, that beast was a mother protecting her eggs. And, of course, she's going to be aggressive if you're going to attack. So he had to kill this mother just to get an egg so he can get his parts. So I thought that was kind of interesting in this day and age that they did something like that, where they killed an animal, just to steal his eggs, her eggs, excuse me. So he brings the egg back to the Jawas, and the eggs are like a big thing, and they look at it and they just cut it open, and they all stick their hands in it and just start eating the yolk. It was gross. And so, honestly, I think they did an excellent job with the Jawas. In my opinion, they did an excellent job in showing that they are like the scavengers, the scoundrels, the dirty little leeches, like the little catfishes of every town. There's just scavengers, and they're gross, and they're, they play by their own rules, and that's just who they are. And so I like that. I like that they showed Jawas in that light. So I like that a lot. So he gets his parts back, And they're like, oh, this is going to take forever. They build the ship. They get it back together. They had another music montage. And off they go. And so little baby Yoda, after using the Force, you know, he kind of fell asleep. He kind of overdosed on the Force a little bit, like Luke might have done in The Last Jedi. So then he goes to sleep. So that's it. So this whole thing was him getting his parts back, putting his ship back together, and heading off. Now at the end of the series, they're in the ship and they take off. So if I had a complaint, and this is minor, I'm trying to get used to the music montage, because I'm telling you, every time they do like a music montage, which is like they're working on something, you know, and they're playing music in the background, or they're doing something and they're playing music, it just sounds like Rocky. It just sounds like Rocky, like Creed, like the workout montage. That's what it sounds like. And then some of the other types of music in between was just different. It's just different from the normal Star Wars that we're used to. Listen, no one can be John Williams. No one can even compare to John Williams. So I'm not comparing him to John Williams. I'm just saying it's just something I'll have to get used to as the series progresses. But overall, it gave us a little more character development of the Mandalorian and his little tricks and his weaponry and what he can do. And it gave us an insight to this baby Yoda that now we know it's Force sensitive and can use the Force. So there you have it. That's my review. I still give this show an 8. It was enjoyable. I'll probably watch it a few more times, and we'll have some discussion about it. So that's where we are. That's the video. If you saw the episode, let me know what you thought. I'd love to hear your ratings, what you liked, what you didn't like. Maybe I missed something in my review. You could just let me know, like throw it in there. I love reading Star Wars news and having theories and debates, so let me know. This is Drunk 3PO. We'll catch you next time.